Hey everybody, welcome to the Gootzcast. I'm Ray Goots. Thank you so much for tuning in. Tonight's it's Wednesday. I have to look down at the date. March 25th, and we're here Gootzcast Nightly with today's episode. And I'm here with Ashley Martins. Ashley, what's up?
Hey, I'm so happy to be here. How are you, Ray?
I'm good. So I'm gonna promote this other places, but for people that don't know, Ashley was one of the main stars of the Game Over Girls web channel that was on, and it's still going on Facebook and Daily Motion. I'm still putting up the old episodes, but she was one of the main girls. She got us a million views by dressing up like Wonder Woman. Remember that? That was 5 years ago.
Really? 5 years ago?
That was when I first made you wear that costume. Yes.
What? I feel so old, actually. What the heck? I
Yeah, I
thought that
know.
was like a year ago. Or
No,
maybe,
you,
maybe
you wore it a year ago anyway because we filmed some stuff at the Patreon. But like,
fair.
you wore it 5 years ago the first time. Yes. Isn't that
I
crazy?
feel you are aging me, Ray.
I'm
Thank you.
sorry. I'm sorry, but yeah, it was true. But now we can't do that anymore because number one, even if we wanted to, it's social distancing, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So we can't film anyway. And number two, we're probably going to die in a few weeks. So, right?
Yeah, so if you have a crush on me now, better make sure you tell me.
Yeah. So yeah, please send her emails and stuff.
Just kidding.
No, okay, yeah. Well,
Kinda.
there are a few girls that like if they said to me like you have corona and you're gonna die in 5 days, I would definitely send some weird emails before I croak. But that's besides the point. Why not, right?
Yeah, I mean, literally, if we're like you said, if we're all gonna die anyway, like this is our shot, our last shot.
Yeah, so that's why we're doing this. But we're doing every day. I'm doing the Gootzcast, and I wanted to bring in some of the girls from the web series that were popular on my previous YouTube channel. And Ashley is doing a segment called Quarantine and Chill, where she watches the pilot of a show that's on Netflix or Hulu or Amazon Prime, and then she lets you know if you should binge it while you're home doing nothing. Ashley, before we get into the show, though, what have you been doing to keep busy? Are you quarantined to your apartment? Are you going out? What are you doing?
Well, okay, so I've been in my apartment with my roommate. We've been hanging out with her cat Mia. She's all excited. I don't know how your pets are doing, Ray, but like she was trying to adapt to like our norm. So her norm has been kind of changing too. So she sees us and she's like, "Let's play," and we're like, "No, we actually have jobs. We can't be playing all the time." So she's been slowly adapting to that. But in terms of leaving, I go to the grocery store. I'll go out in my neighborhood and maybe like run around the block or something as exercise because otherwise, like I don't know, but I cannot sit still for too long. So that's like my form of going out.
Mhm.
And then like in terms of activities, I'm still trying to figure out what to do. I mean, I have been taking up crocheting a little bit more, so I'm a grandma, and I started a cookbook of my Ashley Martin's essentials.
Oh wow, really? Are you gonna start a YouTube cooking channel or something?
I kind of okay, here's another thing. I kind of want to start a vlog. I don't know about what yet, but and I need equipment first, but yeah, like I want to start something. I don't know if it's cooking. If it's I definitely should not be cooking at all. Like I'm not the best by any means. Like I don't follow any sort of recipes. I just try to eyeball everything. Um so yeah, that's what I've been up to.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I just eat healthy choice every day. I don't. I'm deciding not to go get takeout or anything like that. My oven doesn't work, so
Oh no.
yeah. Well, it hasn't worked in 5 years. So I mean, it didn't work before I even put you in the Wonder Woman outfit. But the one thing I'm worried about is that I was starting to well, I was working out for months,
Mhm.
and like I'll never forget. Like I knew it was working because I saw a screenshot of me and you before I started working out and a screenshot
Mhm.
after. And I don't know, I think I sent them to you. And like, remember, like
Yeah, you did.
my body was like completely different. So I was very proud of myself. Now, I look at some of the old stuff that we shot where I was the villain, and I was really out of shape. Like 2016, I was very much out of shape.
Yeah, and then now like I am so proud of you for your
Yeah.
progress and everything. But like what do you do? Do you go outside and run around a little?
No, so I got it. I no, because I don't. I have a lot of old people on my block, and I don't feel like they're practicing safe things. I get nervous because remember I live alone, and now people my
Right.
age are starting to fucking croak at this shit.
Ah,
Yeah, so I
you're not
people I
that
mean
old.
people under 18 are croaking of this shit now. So I just got exercise mat, so I'm gonna exercise on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. I've been trying to do like a lot of like YouTube at home workout videos, but
Hmm.
it's like it's with you know what I'm talking about. It's like those girls that are like super peppy and they're like, "Okay, and push and up and push and up. And I'm like, please, I cannot keep doing this.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. My trainer also might want to come over, but I'm just leery about too many people coming over my house because you don't know what they're doing. There's just I have a rule like one person over.
Mhm. Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't blame
know.
you.
Do you still have people coming over?
The only I guess the only people I should say that we have coming over are either like my sisters or like my boyfriend or my roommate's boyfriend, and that's pretty much it.
And how are you? How is your sister Allison? Allison was also, well, she still does stuff, but she was also in the Game Over Girls stuff like that. How is she doing? Is she back home with your mom and dad? How are your mom and dad doing?
Yeah, mom and dad are good. She's at home with our middle sister too, and both of their schools got canceled completely for the rest of the year.
So is she gonna get left
So
back, or is she like just gonna? Are they
n-
giving classes at home?
they do Zoom University.
Oh, okay.
So if you need something entertaining to watch, Barstool has a bunch of Zoom University content that is pretty funny. Like people like changing the backgrounds and shit. Like I could do it now if I'd want to. Like I can make it, let's see. Actually I don't know how to do it on here, but there's like a
Okay.
settings button and then you're able to like change the background. So people will like change the background of them in outer space or whatever. So they're adapting. My middle sister though, since she's a senior nursing student, she like so they canceled school indefinitely. However, she needs her clinical hours, so she's going to have to go back in a couple weeks anyway, back to
Mm.
school to do her clinicals. So we'll see if she's going to be in the hospital or if she's going to be doing like simulations. So it's kind of crazy.
That is a crazy time. I can't believe that. Well, maybe they might need her help by then. I mean, the numbers keep going up and up. How are the numbers in Pennsylvania? You're in Pennsylvania. How are the numbers over there?
I don't know like specific numbers, but I know we're definitely like pretty like close behind you guys in New
Okay.
York. I don't know if we're at your level yet. Granted, New York has New York City, so like where you are, like there's just a huge concentration of people. At least like for us, we're a little bit more spread out, except in
Hmm.
like Philly or Pittsburgh. But like I don't know about you guys, but like for us, like people have been hoarding so many supplies. Like you have all these people hoarding toilet paper and paper towels, and that gets me nervous because I'm like, what the heck? The older like folk that are in the area need these supplies and now they don't have any because like the rich white people are all trying to like take all the toilet paper from
Yeah.
everybody else.
No, what should we call it? People are hoarding. They're going to Rite Aid in the supermarket, grabbing all the shit. But here's the thing: that New York has a lot of other states don't have, and a lot of these motherfuckers who are hoarding
Mm,
are transplants from other states like yours and stuff. They don't go to the bodegas, and the bodegas have
what's
a ton
that?
of toilet paper and paper towels. And I have a bodega directly across the street from me, and I go there whenever I need toilet paper, and I'm good to go any hour of the day.
Nice. Wait, so what is
Yeah.
that? Is that like a supermarket or something?
No, it's like a little deli. It's like a little ghetto deli.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and nobody goes there, and
Nice.
they have a ton of paper products, so I just go there to get my shit. So
Lucky. Yeah, I have a shop right in front of me, and first of all, ShopRite's super expensive, and then yeah, then it's like you go down the aisles and it's like, what the heck? Like they took all the Ben and Jerry's ice cream from me too. I'm
well,
like,
I got
no, the one thing I needed.
the serendipity ice cream. That's good. I have been having that lately. Have you ever had serendipity ice cream?
Mm-mm.
That's
What's
good
that?
shit. It's an ice cream brand, but it's good. But they have one birthday cake where it's vanilla with sprinkles and little pieces of cake in it.
Is that like one of the healthy things or
No,
no?
it's very much not healthy at all.
Okay, good.
It's not. It's I shouldn't be having it, but whatever. The gym's closed. What are we gonna do?
It's fine. It's hibernation season. So you got to just start packing on the pounds to then at some point in the summertime, hopefully we're not quarantined that long, you just shed it off.
Listen, it's gonna be a hot boy summer in October this year. I think that's what's gonna
Yeah, there
happen.
you go.
All right, actually, so the first show I gave you is one that I actually got addicted to, weirdly enough, 10 years ago, and I stopped. It's one of the stupidest fucking things I've ever seen. But I gave it to you because, you're younger than me, and I figured maybe you'll have more of a connection to this. But the first show I gave to you was Vampire Diaries. What did you think of it?
So, okay, interesting. I think of like, okay, so after watching the pilot, I feel as though Vampire Diaries is like a good cross between like Gossip Girl and Twilight. You know what I'm
100%.
saying?
Yeah.
Then, because it's like all these rich kids that then go partying out in the woods where there just happen to be vampires. And then the vampires, too, like if you're a bad vampire, just like in Twilight, you feed off of humans. But then if you're a good vampire, you feed off of animals. It's like the
Hmm.
one guy feeds off a squirrel. Also, too, I didn't learn anybody's name in the pilot. Should I have?
I'll
Like,
know their names. It's hard to get their names the first episode because they throw so many characters at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was interesting. Like so I took some notes too, and like so before I got like started watching it, I my question was, how close is this related to Twilight? When am I going to start seeing vampires? And then, are there werewolves? Are those going to start popping up?
I don't want to spoil it, but werewolves show up like a year down the line,
Okay,
and
so
they
like a
treat it
couple
like a big,
seasons out.
like second season, the werewolves show up,
Oh, thank God! It's about
and then
time.
and then season 3, the werewolf vampires show up, the hybrids.
Wait,
Uh,
what? What
yeah,
is
which
this show?
makes no
Okay,
sense. It starts off like a high school show, and then it gets more and more ridiculous. Like,
okay. And then not only that, but like, okay, I understand it's like what they had a sign that said like 2009. So I'm assuming, you know, before the 2010 era, early
mm,
2010s, that's when this was done. And you would have thought they could have gotten better fake fog machines. Like this
yeah,
fake fog was like all of a sudden I look and it's just this cloud. I'm like, what the hell is happening? Like that's either special effects or like they got some like super jumbo crazy fake fog machine, and it didn't even look natural either, which maybe that was like the point, but that kept bothering me.
I don't think that. I think they thought it looked real, but I don't think they. I don't think they thought people were going to be watching this on like 4K TVs. Because
Okay.
do you have a really fancy TV at your house, or how'd you watch it?
I watch on my roommate's TV. It's just a flat screen and I can go on Netflix. That's all I know.
Oh, okay. Well, no, but it's probably a nicer TV than they had in 2009. So to be like, no one's
That's
gonna
fair.
notice how fake this fog is, and now everybody notices.
Or maybe back in the day they were like, "Oh my god, like this looks so legit," because they didn't have anything like it. Maybe.
Yeah, the special effects are pretty. Even the vampire fight was like really lame. Like special effects, like they
Yeah.
move really fast, and it's like, well, it
And
looks
they
pretty
even
lame.
well, they try like moving the camera fast too. So then this way, like with the quick pan, it's like, whoa, they just like sprinted. No, they
Hmm.
didn't.
Yeah, no, yeah, they just move the camera fast. Yeah.
And then also too, can we talk about how so I have a couple of things that I want to bring up. Can we talk about how there's so much intense staring at this that nobody even questions it? They're like, oh, okay. Like he's over there. That's fine.
Oh, the way
But
he was staring at Elena.
yeah,
Elena's the main girl.
or like not only that, but like what the Damon's brother. I only picked up Damon's name, but the brother, the guy who was enlisting for school,
Stefan.
Stefan, that's it. Okay. So he's enlisting for school. Meanwhile, Elena's friend is just sitting there in the hallway, just outright staring at him, even to the point where he's walking out of the office and leaving, but it does not bother him at
Hmm.
all. What? That would not fly in real life.
You talking about the black girl?
Yes. I forget her
Okay.
name.
I forget her. Bonnie. Bonnie's the character's name.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
Bonnie. Yeah, yeah. You know, like they're not very aware of each other's personal space on this show or in this school.
Yeah.
They're kind of like just Matt is her ex-boyfriend. Matt's staring at Elena. Stefan's
Mm-hmm.
staring at Elena. Elena's staring at Stefan. I think Jeremy's the brother. He's staring at that other chick who's on drugs. Like everyone's just staring at each other
Yeah. And then
creepily.
yeah, and I don't understand. And then not only that, but then Stefan knocks on Elena's door and it's like he just magically knows where she lives. And he did that not once, but twice in this. And she did not at all think it was weird. I'm like, you have a stranger showing up at your house and then you invite him inside?
Yeah, he showed up
What?
at the house twice. That's the thing about TV shows. Characters, they want to talk. They don't text or call. They just literally just show up at your house.
Right. And I don't get it. Like at least like so I just finished watching Sex Education. That's a good show if you need something to
Okay.
watch. And at least it's more realistic because yeah, like the friends will hang out at school and like talk to each other, but like you'll see like text messages that they'll send to each other. So it's like, okay, like that's realistic. That actually happens. Where I guess like maybe back in the day, in
2009.
2009, which isn't even that back in the
I
day.
know.
Um, but like I guess maybe like you didn't have unlimited texting then, so maybe you
Well,
did have to go and talk to
well,
them.
2009. I got an iPhone the fall of 2009, so they must have shot this like because they have to get it approved. They have to get it picked up. They have to shoot the pilot before they shoot anything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So they must not have had an iPhone, or I don't think any kids had iPhones back then.
Mhm.
So I guess that is realistic. They have like the old phones. So I don't
Mhm.
think kids really got into texting until like 2010, 2011. Maybe I'm wrong. You were a kid back then. When did you get into texting?
Uh, I think it was like I had my first phone. that my parents won from a raffle. It was a Virgin mobile phone.
Okay.
But it was like pay per text. So my parents were like, this is way too expensive. Because I was texting everybody. But I think that was like middle school or something. So what am I? I'm 23 now.
That was 10
And
years ago. That was around the time of this thing.
oh, okay. So
Yeah,
yeah,
right?
so I guess maybe that makes sense that people are just showing up to your house, but like still like how'd you know she lived there? Granted, he is a vampire and he was stalking her because she looks like, I don't know, some old
Girl from his past.
flame.
So the whole plot of the
Yeah.
show is the both brothers dated a girl like that looked just like her in the past, and they were both in love with her, and she's the reason why they're vampires because she was kind of a bitch. And
Okay.
and and whatchamacallit, she vanishes. They don't know. They assume that she died,
Mm-hmm.
and then suddenly they see this girl who looks just like her in this small town. So they both move back to town. You don't know this yet, but Damon's also in love with her too. They're both in love with
Oh,
her. Yeah.
okay. That
But
makes sense that he's back too. Cause I'm like, what the hell is he doing here?
yeah, but Damon's more like I don't give a fuck about anybody, and Stefan's all
Yeah.
like I love you so much. So like that's kind of like the conflict between them. This is one of
Just
those shows. I'm sorry,
uh-huh.
like I don't know how you are with your friends, but this is one of those shows where people will just leave one another for each other's friends, and they all still remain friends. Whereas if was dating somebody and
Mm-hmm.
she left me for like one of my best friends, I would literally murder both of them in the street. I don't know about you.
Well, that's how I feel too. Like, I don't understand how, and I guess this kind of happened with Gossip Girl too. Like, they were just very incestual in this like friend group of theirs. And I just, yeah, I, I couldn't be friends. Maybe they just couldn't hire enough actors for this. But yeah, I know like my friends and I'd be like, I am disowning you.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Hmm. Yeah, and I think pretty much everybody fucks everybody eventually, save for Elena and her brother. And I think if they could have got away with that, they probably would have had them fuck too for a season
Oh
or two.
my God. Oh my God. Like, actually, just kidding. You guys actually are not related. Also, can we bring up how like this beginning was kind of the same as like Spider-Man or even like Harry Potter, where it's like, I mean, I feel bad. Like their parents passed away. However, it's like the classic, like, oh, well, like their parents passed away and now they're living with their aunt and uncle. And like they go through all this trauma and all this stuff. So I feel
Mhm.
like the beginning's kind of cliche. There, I said it.
Can I tell you something? So when I started watching this show back in 2009, they
Mhm.
acted like that aunt was so fucking old. And then you find
She
out,
looks identical in age to everybody else.
yes, but then
What?
they reveal like she's 28 and she's talking about how her life went by. And at the time I was 28, 29, and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm considered old now. Like I'm not even 30. Like, and
And
this
then
show acting like she's about to die.
and then not only that, but like, yeah, apparently well, going back to that, apparently, Ray, when you're 29, your life's just over.
It's over. Yes, on all these CW like teen shows,
Hmm.
they act like hitting 30 is the end of your life.
I know.
They did
Like
the same
there's
thing on One Tree Hill.
you have nothing else to look
No,
forward to. That's it.
yeah, that's it. It's over. Like you didn't have a kid yet? Well, you probably just commit suicide at 30. So
Yeah. But
yeah,
like also too, going off of that, all the kids that are in high school look like they're 30 years old. Like,
yeah.
okay, I understand the vampires, like you're stuck at that age for eternity. So, like, okay, maybe you can get away with looking a little bit older. I'll give them a pass. However, all the high schoolers looked like they were also 30. I think maybe the only one that could pass as maybe in high school was Elena. That's it.
And she stops passing like very soon. She starts looking old. Not old. She's not. She's still gorgeous. She looks great now, but she
Yeah, yeah.
doesn't. Down the line, she definitely looks like she's like 27. She doesn't look like she's 14.
Right.
Or
And
acts like she's 14.
And then not only that, but like the teacher, my boyfriend brought this up. The teacher looked identical to
Yes.
Stefan. We were like, what the heck? Like they look like the same person, the same age. Like you can't tell me that like they can act and make this look believable.
That's the thing. If Stefan walked into a school, any school, and like said, "I'm here to become part of the school," they would literally call the cops because he does not. He looks
Yeah.
maybe minimum 19. No, not even. No, I'm sorry, minimum 24. Stefan.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the other guy looks like he's 30, and he starts showing up at the high school too. The other brother.
Damon.
Yeah, eventually he shows up at the high school. He goes to high school parties,
Okay.
and it's like, how does nobody? How about the fact that they all go to a bar and drink? Like,
See,
what bar?
I didn't get to that part. I like because the pilot was just like
No,
they
but
had
the
that
restaurant.
party.
They remember they were at the restaurant for a little bit.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that restaurant has booze, and they all just drink
How?
it out in the open.
What?
Yeah,
Like, well, that's like the same thing with Gossip Girl. Like, these people are in high school and they're just getting able to go into all these bars and everything. And I'm like, when I was in high school, I was lucky to get a sip of my mom's wine,
yeah,
first of all. And an ideal night with my friends was, oh, let's have a sleepover and eat cheese balls.
yeah. I know.
That's it. That's it.
Not not let's go to this party in the woods. I always just assume every small town has parties in the woods every weekend because of shows like this, and I know that's not the case, right? You grew up in kind of a
No.
small. Now you guys don't have parties in the woods every night.
I mean, maybe some people did.
Okay,
I think
you
the
weren't.
closest thing that I had was a bonfire in my backyard, and
Okay,
it was with s'mores and
and
water.
Allison's not out having parties in the woods. She's
No.
also okay. She doesn't do that either.
No, well,
Yeah.
now we can't. Now, well,
Oh, now you
actually,
can't. Well, you
well,
could by yourself.
yeah, well, but if you do that by yourself, I feel like you have other issues that
Yeah.
maybe you should take care of.
It was yeah. It's a rough watch, especially nowadays. Vampire Diaries. I think you can agree with that. It just feels very dated to me.
Yeah, and even just like the music that they picked too, I was like, oh my gosh, this is like such early 2010 rock or pop or
Oh, Katy Perry. I forgot
ugh.
about that song when it came on.
Wait.
Thinking the Katy Perry song where I'm with him. I'm thinking.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize that was her.
Yeah, that's Katy Perry. Yeah,
Oh my god.
that's
Wow.
very. Yeah,
This
and then yeah, it's very dated. But you know what? This kind of I kind of like. I kind of hate it, but I also kind of like it because it used to make me feel old. That show now it makes me feel young. I don't know how to. I know that's kind of weird, but I'm 39 and now watching this makes me feel young. I don't know
maybe
why.
because most of the cast was the same age as you when they filmed it. So
Yeah,
I can see why.
they were all
But yeah, it
39.
was yeah, I don't understand. And then like not only that, but I'm sitting here and I'm just trying to think, okay, like what more is there? Like I
Mhm.
guess what you said, like the werewolves, and then it's like, okay, well they got bored of just werewolves and vampires, so werewolf and vampire crossbreed. And then not only that, but like her friend Bonnie is like, oh, I'm a psychic.
Yeah,
But like
that
I
that
can't really
that
tell the future, but like I'm a psychic.
yeah, like that's this thing about this show is that like I was hate watching it and like there's a couple of early episodes where nothing happens
Hmm.
and then suddenly things start to happen. But you're like, yeah, you're watching when I watched the pilot, I'm like, where could they go with this for 20 episodes?
Right.
Yeah, and they went 8 seasons, so
Oh, that's a long time. I didn't
and
realize
a
it was that long.
spin-off and a second spin-off. So yeah,
What?
yeah.
I had no
Now,
idea.
was there anything on the show that made you want to watch episode 2, or you were just like, get me out of this?
Hmm. I think like my little preteen slash early teen self from loving Twilight so much.
Mhm.
Now not really. But I think like that little part of me is like, oh my gosh, like I really want to continue watching this and see the vampires and everything. The one thing that I am interested in though is how the what is it, the little brother's girlfriend, but not really girlfriend, got bit. So now I'm like, oh, well, how is she going to react to her family now that she's a vampire? Like, is she going to kill
Okay.
her brother? You know what I mean? So like
Yeah.
that's the one thing that like they kind of left as a cliffhanger from the pilot. Um, but yeah, but other than that, it was more like confusion with what was happening.
All right. So, would you recommend that people binge this? Should they quarantine and chill with Vampire Diaries, or should they skip it? What's your recommendation?
Well, I would say, like you said, maybe like wait for like the next few episodes till like stuff
Mhm.
actually starts happening. Um, and then maybe quarantine and chill it. However, if you really cannot get past this pilot, I'd say drop it. There's other shows to watch.
Are you dropping it with the pilot, or are you ever going to go back to it?
I may go back to it just to make fun of it again with my boyfriend and roommate.
Oh, there you go. Well, that's a fun
But like
activity.
that's the thing too is like I mean you could definitely binge it just to make fun of it.
Oh yeah, there's a lot to make
But
fun. Can I tell you? I don't want you to spoil it, but they literally have a party in this town every fucking episode for 22
oh
episodes
my
a
god.
year. And every time they have a party in this fucking town, people die. And somehow they just have another party the next week. Like it's never like a small party.
Yeah.
It's always like another town festival. It's like the Cherry Blossom Festival, the uh,
Oh my
the
god.
Founders Festival, the 80s night. And the whole town shows up, and then somehow someone gets lit on fire, or a werewolf
Yeah.
kills someone. And then what do? They don't like, they just have another party, you know?
They're like, it's fine. We'll drink to forget yesterday. But then,
Yeah.
like, is it a school night? Like, how can they be like, is this show meant to be like consecutive, like every day? Or is it like maybe like a week out they film the next one.
They play with time because like even by like season 5 they're still in high school, and I'm like, how long are these people going to be in high school? And they
It's like
play
it's
with time.
actually not believable anymore. Please stop this.
How is she like literally had sex with like 30-year-old men? How is this girl still in high school?
Not only that, but how did people not get arrested?
I
Like,
know. How did
what the heck?
underage? Listen, you can. There are no statutory rape laws in this town. I guess you can just go ahead and just bang kids all you want at the bar. So.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well then, like, where are the police too? Do they not have police?
Well, they eventually show up, but they're like really stupid. They're like really stupid. They're like, oh, this must have been a bear. Like, that's what the cops say, like, for every episode, for like 20 episodes. That's that. And then they get smart, and then it's a whole. You should probably. It'd be fun to watch this with you because you would just be like every week, you'd be like, what? And then what? That doesn't make any sense. How did that happen? Yeah, and it just keeps going and going. I'm gonna spoil it. But I'm not gonna spoil it. But when I stopped watching, Bonnie was literally dead. Like, she was dead. I think they put her in an urn. They said goodbye to her. Her spirit watched over them. They were crying over her urn. They put it in the ground. They left, and then I just stopped watching. I just got overwhelmed. I think it was around the time my mom got sick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so it's just like a lot going on.
I can't keep watching this show. And then I put on the second to last episode, or I put on an episode in the last season, and she's just alive. She's just alive, like working at a diner. She's just alive. She's just part of the crew. But wait a minute.
We forgot that we killed her off. We forgot.
This fucking girl, like, they burned the body, her spirit, they put her in a grave, and yet she's back, and like it just. I don't even know. I still know how they brought her back, but she's a very pretty girl though.
Oh my god, yeah. Well, all the people here are gorgeous, and also too, I'm like, let's talk about this for a second. None of them have looked like they've hit that awkward phase at all. Everybody looks like they're like well past puberty, like they hit puberty in elementary school, and here they are now.
Can I tell you though, like when we did Twisted Tales, there were some actresses that literally looked like they were already 22 at a very, like they went through all their awkward phases, like somehow, like I guess at 7. You get my point, right? When we did the web series, there were some girls who looked like that. So
meanwhile, I'm like, I'm in my awkward phase now. What the heck? It's not fair.
like what's her name? Anastasia, Brittany Souders.
Oh yeah.
Like when we met her, she literally looked like she should be on this show. We should go back in time and cast her as Elena. That'd be good for her, right?
Well, because if you think about it, at that time, she would have looked like she was actually in high school.
Yes.
Not in high school looking like she's 30.
Yeah.
So there's that.
They look very old, and then it does get ridiculous. At a certain point, they just stop going to class. And you're like, how are they even still in high school?
Yeah, how did the school not kick them out yet? What?
Like, they just, like, there's episodes upon episodes where none of the characters are go to class, and I'm like, what? They're in the hospital, they're at funerals, they're at the police station. They're driving off cliffs, but they're not. They don't take a single second of fucking social studies.
Well, what about like, okay, do you happen to know if like there were multiple writers, or was it just like
every
group
TV
of
show
writers?
this big has to have multiple writers.
Okay.
A show this big on network TV, all these shows have multiple writers.
Then I think what must have happened with this show, from at least the overview that you're giving me, what must have happened is someone sat in the room and like you had that manager and the manager of the writers, and you have that manager who's like the producer, there we go, who's like, actually, I think everyone's idea is a good idea and we're going to somehow implement this. And it's like, no, not every idea is a good idea. Do not implement it.
Yeah.
So it was like a little piece of everybody's idea just got plopped into the show, and they're like, let's see what happens.
Yeah, there was a time though, like when I got to the second season, I was literally watching this show like it was crack cocaine, and I was hating myself the entire time I was doing it. Like I would literally, next episode, I'm gonna stop. Next episode, why am I watching this? This is, but they start getting in a rhythm where there's like a plot twist every 14 seconds. Like there'll be a scene where they tell Elena, the only way that Stefan can live is if you collect 5 amulets. You're like, oh, that's going to be a storyline for the next several episodes. Then literally next commercial break, they come back. Guess what? The amulets don't exist. The only way that you can live is if you kill Bonnie. And then she kills Bonnie. And they're like, guess what? This was all plot. Bonnie's not dead. That was actually Joe the Butcher. I don't know. And it's like every 2 seconds. And it's like, what is the story of this fucking show? They keep it going for like 20-something episodes. But it's a big piece of shit at the end of the day.
I I'm overwhelmed. It's like that show where like you're constantly watching and it's like this is actually giving me anxiety because I don't know what's happening.
Yeah,
And I don't think the actors know what's happening either.
and I can't believe this just keeps getting crazier and crazier. But all right, so your recommendation is to skip it.
Yep, skip it, or unless you are a diehard Twilight fan, maybe give it a couple of extra episodes and then go for it. Or just start at season 2 and see what happens.
Well, no, that you got to get the backstory of season 1 because you'll be
Oh,
like,
okay, never mind.
um, okay, so if you do want to watch Vampire Diaries, it's on Netflix. I don't know how long it's going to be there because I think they're going to put it on HBO Max because that's the new stream. I don't even know if they're going to launch that with everything going on. But yeah, actually, why don't you tell the people? Because I'm sure there's a lot of people that are tuning in that were fans of Game Over Girls and the Twisted Tales and Roommates and all that stuff that don't know about your podcast. So tell them about your podcast.
Oh, yeah. So, one of my best friends at home, Helen, and I, we actually decided to start a podcast on a whim because, why not? And it's called Dude, Let Me Tell You. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Anchor.com. We're there. And it's a lot of fun. We pretty much just kind of poke fun at like stuff that's kind of annoying in life. Like we talk about periods one episode and we just try to make life a little bit better that way. So
Oh,
yeah,
so you go.
definitely tune in. We post every Tuesday.
Okay, cool. Making life better with periods. That's good. I'm most happy.
Yes, exactly. One period at a time will be
Yeah,
better.
there
Well,
you go.
we did another episode of like, oh, like if you dress up as this for Halloween, like this is what it says about you, and this is what happens if you mix Halloween costume categories, and this is what it'll mean for you by the end of the night. So yeah, it's usually just like whatever's on our mind that week that we'll just post about. So, but it's been a fun time. So
Oh,
yeah, definitely
cool.
check us out.
Yeah, definitely. I gotta check it out. And every day I'm gonna be here on the YouTube channel putting new videos. Tomorrow I'm gonna be with Allison Klemp. She's a comedian, and we're gonna talk. She's very into politics. So we're gonna have a whole discussion about Corona and shit like that. And follow me on Twitter, Instagram at Ray Goots. Since we're talking to someone who's in the Game Over Girls, you can find that stuff on Daily Motion and the Facebook page. And yeah, and don't forget my Disney podcast, also Goots' Disney Pod. So subscribe to that. Actually, you're gonna be on the show next week, maybe even twice. Are you excited?
Yes, I'm so excited. This was so much fun. Thanks for
Yep.
having me.
We're gonna make this a weekly or bi-weekly segment. It's a quarantine and chill with Ashley Martins. Ashley, thank you so much for doing the podcast. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. See you, Ray. Thanks.
Yeah.